You won't believe what this diver captured after dropping his camera in the ocean. The ocean is both mysterious and daunting, but it continually captivates those brave enough to explore its secrets. In this video, we dive deep into the ocean to uncover some of the most remarkable finds made by deep-sea divers. From a submerged lost city to ancient Roman gold, here are 20 strangest things found by deep-sea divers. Number 20. The Lost City. The ancient city of Heraklion, also known as Thonis, was once a thriving port city located at the mouth of the Nile River in Egypt. For centuries, the city remained buried under layers of sediment and sand, forgotten by the world. That is, until its discovery in 2000 by a team of archaeologists, which sparked worldwide fascination and interest. Heraklion was founded in the 8th century BCE and served as an important center for trade and commerce in the Mediterranean. The city was home to a diverse population of Greeks, Egyptians, and other cultures. It was renowned for its grand temples and palaces, which were dedicated to worshipping various gods and goddesses. Despite its historical significance, Heraklion was gradually abandoned over the centuries due to a combination of factors, including natural disasters and political instability. The city eventually sank into the sea and was forgotten by history. In 2000, French archaeologist Frank Gaudio led a team of divers on an expedition to search for the lost city. Using advanced sonar technology, the team was able to locate the remains of Heraklion beneath the waters of Abukur Bay near Alexandria. Over the years, the team has uncovered a wealth of artifacts and treasures from the city, including giant statues, jewelry, and pottery. These artifacts offer a glimpse into the lives and customs of the people who once lived in Heraklion and provide valuable insight into the ancient world. The discovery of Heraklion has captured the imagination of people around the world and has sparked renewed interest in the history and culture of Egypt. It's a testament to the power of human curiosity and ingenuity, and a reminder that the past is always waiting to be rediscovered. Number 19. Viperfish. The viperfish is one of the most terrifying and intriguing creatures that inhabit the ocean depths. This deep-sea predator is named for its long, fang-like teeth, which it uses to capture its prey in the darkness of the abyss. Viperfish are found in all the world's oceans, typically 500 to 1,500 meters deep. They're known for their elongated bodies, which can grow up to a foot long, and their large eyes, which help them detect prey in the dark. However, their most distinctive feature is their teeth, which are so long that they cannot fit inside their mouths. Despite their intimidating appearance, viperfish are relatively small and do not pose a threat to humans. They primarily feed on small fish and crustaceans, which they lure toward them using bioluminescent photophores on their bodies. These photophores emit a blue-green light that attracts prey towards the viperfish, allowing them to strike with lightning-fast speed and precision. Number 18. Underwater crop circles. In 1995, a strange phenomenon was discovered off the coast of Japan: underwater crop circles. These intricate geometric patterns, some as large as 6 feet in diameter, were found etched into the sand at the bottom of the ocean. The circles were initially dismissed as a natural occurrence, but as more were discovered, it became clear that something truly mysterious was at play. The crop circles were first observed by a diver named Yoji Okada, who was exploring the ocean floor off the coast of Amami Oshima Island in southern Japan. To his surprise, he encountered an intricate circular pattern etched into the sand. The pattern was so intricate that Okada immediately ruled out the possibility of it being a natural formation. As word of the discovery spread, more crop circles were found throughout the region, each one just as complex as the last. The circles were made up of intricate ridges and furrows, with perfectly straight lines and sharp angles. Some even had small colored circles or dots within them, adding to their mysterious nature. There were several theories put forward. Some believed that the circles were the creation of a new species of pufferfish that had developed an incredibly intricate mating ritual. Others thought the rings might be the work of a yet-to-be-discovered type of shrimp, which uses its claws to dig the patterns into the sand. After almost a decade of investigating the crop circles, scientists finally learned the truth about them. Just as some suspected, the symmetrical patterns on the sand were created by pufferfish hoping to impress their mates. Number 17. Black smokers. Black smokers, also known as hydrothermal vents, are one of the most fascinating and mysterious features of the ocean floor. These underwater chimneys are located along mid-ocean ridges, where tectonic plates are pulling apart, and are named for the dark, smoke-like plumes of minerals and gases that they emit. The extreme conditions around black smokers make them some of the most inhospitable environments on Earth. Temperatures near the vents can reach over 400 degrees Celsius, and the surrounding water is highly acidic and rich in minerals such as sulfur and iron. Despite these harsh conditions, black smokers are home to a wide variety of unique and fascinating organisms. The organisms that live around black smokers are specially adapted to survive in the extreme environment. These include tube worms, which can grow up to 2 meters in length and have no mouth or digestive system, instead relying on bacteria that live inside them to extract nutrients from the surrounding water. Other creatures include giant clams, crabs, and shrimp, all of which have developed unique adaptations to survive in the harsh environment. Black smokers revolutionized our understanding of the ocean and the organisms that live in it. Before they were discovered, scientists believed that all life on Earth relied on energy from the sun to survive. However, the discovery of black smokers showed that life could also thrive in environments with no sunlight, opening up a whole new field of study into the biology of extremophiles. Number 16. The Great Blue Hole. The Great Blue Hole is a massive underwater sinkhole located off the coast of Belize in Central America. It's one of the most popular diving spots in the world, attracting divers and scientists alike who are eager to explore its depths and uncover its mysteries. The Great Blue Hole is a circular sinkhole that measures approximately 1,000 feet across and 410 feet deep. The hole was formed during the last ice age when sea levels were much lower than today. As the ocean levels rose, the cave system that had developed beneath the water surface became flooded, creating the massive sinkhole that we see today. This area is surrounded by a ring of coral reefs, which makes it a popular spot for diving and snorkeling. The hole is home to various marine life, including sharks, barracudas, and giant groupers. The pit's walls are also covered in colorful coral formations, which add to the beauty and intrigue of this natural wonder. In addition to its natural beauty, the Great Blue Hole is also an important site for scientific research. Scientists have been studying the hole for decades, trying to uncover its geological history and learn more about the underwater environment. The hole is an important site for studying climate change, as the layers of sediment at the bottom can provide valuable information about past climates and sea levels. The Great Blue Hole has also been the site of several notable expeditions and discoveries. In 1971, famous marine explorer Jacques Cousteau visited the hole and declared it one of the top dive sites in the world. In 2018, a team of divers discovered a new species of marine life in the hole, a type of tiny shrimp that had never been seen before. However, the Great Blue Hole is not without its dangers. The hole's depth and strong currents make it a challenging dive for even experienced divers. In fact, several divers have already lost their lives while trying to explore this area. Number 15. 500-year-old spices. The Gripshunden was a warship built in the late 15th century for the Danish king Hans II. The ship was named after the king's heraldic animal, a griffin hound, and was known for its impressive size and strength. However, the Gripshunden's career was cut short when it burned and sank in 1495. The exact cause of the fire that destroyed the Gripshunden remains a mystery. Some historians speculate that it was caused by a spark from the ship's cooking fires, while others believe it resulted from sabotage or even an attack from a rival nation. One theory is that the ship was sabotaged by its own crew. In the late 15th century, it was common for sailors to be paid in advance for their services, and some crew members may have felt cheated by the king's refusal to pay them more. It is possible that these unhappy crew members started the fire as a form of revenge. Another possibility is that the Gripshunden was attacked by the Hanseatic League, a powerful trading alliance that often clashed with the Danish navy. The Hanseatic League had a vested interest in maintaining its dominance over the Baltic Sea, and the destruction of a powerful Danish warship would have helped to achieve this goal. Whatever the cause of the fire, the sinking of the Gripshunden was a significant loss for the Danish navy. The ship was one of the largest and most powerful vessels of its time, and its loss weakened Denmark's position in the ongoing conflict for control of the Baltic Sea. However, the loss of the past gave us something to discover. The vessel's wreck now lies at the bottom of the Baltic Sea, and recently divers discovered incredible wonders inside the wreck. All sorts of spices were stored in the shipwreck, from ginger, clove, peppercorns, dill, mustard, and more. Fruits like cucumbers, blackberries, and raspberries were discovered too. All of the spices and food left behind in the shipwreck dated back centuries ago. The discovery allowed scientists and archaeologists to learn more about the cuisine and diet of people hundreds of years ago. Number 14. Giant squid. Have you ever heard of the giant squid? It's a mysterious and fascinating creature that has intrigued scientists and the public for centuries. With eyes as big as basketballs and tentacles that can stretch up to 43 feet long, it's no wonder the giant squid has earned its name. Believe it or not, the first recorded sighting of a giant squid was back in the 16th century by Norwegian soldiers. However, it wasn't until the late 1800s that the first physical evidence of the creature was found. A giant squid washed ashore in Canada, giving scientists a chance to study the animal up close. Despite this discovery, the giant squid remains elusive and difficult to study. It lives in deep ocean waters, making sightings rare. For years, the giant squid was even considered a mythical creature, with many exaggerated tales told by sailors. But thanks to technological advances, we're learning more about the giant squid every day. In 2004, a team of Japanese researchers captured the first ever video footage of a live giant squid in its natural habitat. This colossal breakthrough gave scientists a rare look at the creature's behavior and anatomy. Since then, there have been more sightings of giant squid by both scientists and the public. In 2012, a group of fishermen in the Gulf of Mexico caught a 19-foot-long giant squid, providing scientists another chance to study the creature. And just last year, researchers from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, captured video footage of a giant squid in the Gulf of Mexico using a specialized underwater camera system. However, we still don't know much about the giant squid. Scientists are still trying to understand its behavior, anatomy, and life cycle. Scientists are also developing new technology and techniques to study the creature more closely. Number 13. The Baltic Sea Anomaly. The Baltic Sea Anomaly is a fascinating and mysterious object discovered by Swedish divers in 2011. This large disc-shaped structure was found 300 feet below the surface on the floor of the Baltic Sea and has captured the imaginations of scientists and the general public alike. The anomaly's origins are shrouded in mystery and remain unknown to this day. Despite the numerous attempts to identify the object, no one has been able to definitively explain what it is or how it came to be there. Theories abound, with some speculating that it could be a sunken UFO, an ancient artifact, or even a secret military installation. One of the most striking things about the Baltic Sea anomaly is its shape. The circular object has a diameter of approximately 200 feet, and its smooth disc-like appearance is highly unusual in nature. Some have suggested that the object's shape could indicate artificial construction, adding to the mystery surrounding its origin. Despite the lack of concrete answers, discovering the Baltic Sea anomaly has sparked significant interest and debate in the scientific community. Researchers have used various methods to study the object, including underwater sonar scans, but so far, no definitive conclusions have been reached. Number 12. Sea serpent. The sea serpent, also known as the sea dragon, is a creature that has been reported in various parts of the world throughout history. Described as a long serpentine creature with a dragon-like head, the sea serpent has been the subject of many tales of sailors and fishermen encountering the creature at sea. Despite the many reports of sea serpent sightings, there has yet to be any concrete evidence of their existence. Some have speculated that these sightings could be explained by misidentifications of other creatures, such as large eels or whales. However, there are some who believe that the sea serpent could be a real creature that has simply managed to elude us. After all, the ocean's depths are vast and largely unexplored, so there could be creatures down there that we have yet to discover. One of the most famous sea serpent sightings occurred in 1848, when HMS Daedalus reported seeing a large creature with a long neck and serpent-like head in the waters off the coast of South Africa. Multiple crew members reported this sighting and even included a sketch of the creature, which has become one of the most iconic images associated with sea serpents. Whether or not sea serpents actually exist remains a topic of debate among scientists and enthusiasts alike. However, the mystery and intrigue surrounding these creatures have captured the imaginations of people around the world for centuries. Who knows? Maybe someday we'll finally discover the truth about these elusive sea monsters. Number 11. Deep sea lava flows. Did you know there are volcanoes underwater where lava really flows? They're just as intense and otherworldly as they sound. Imagine a vast, dark expanse of underwater terrain, illuminated only by the glow of molten lava flowing from underwater volcanoes. It's a sight to behold, but also a terrifying reminder of how dangerous nature can be. Lava flows are located in some of the most extreme environments on Earth, deep beneath the ocean surface. These volcanic areas can be found along mid-ocean ridges, where tectonic plates spread apart and magma rises to the surface. Despite the harsh conditions, deep-sea volcanoes are teeming with life. Hydrothermal vents, which are hot springs created by volcanic activity, provide an oasis for many unique species of animals. These vents support entire ecosystems, including giant tube worms, crabs, and shrimp, which have adapted to survive in the extreme heat and sulfur-rich waters. One of the most incredible things about these areas is the sheer scale of the volcanic activity. Underwater volcanoes can erupt for years, even decades, creating massive lava flows that can cover hundreds of square miles. The lava fields can also change the underwater landscape, creating new underwater mountains and valleys. Exploring deep-sea lava fields is a dangerous and difficult task, but scientists are up to the challenge. They've developed advanced technologies and techniques to study the lava fields and the creatures that call them home. Submersibles and remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, allow scientists to explore the ocean depths and capture stunning images and videos of the lava fields and the creatures that live there. Number 10. Blobfish. The blobfish is a genuinely bizarre creature that has captured worldwide attention. This deep-sea fish, which looks more like a cartoon character than a real animal, is known for its gelatinous, blob-like appearance and distinctive face. The blobfish is typically found at depths of 600 to 1,200 meters off the coast of Australia and Tasmania. At these depths, the water pressure is up to 120 times greater than at the surface, which means that the blobfish is adapted to live in an environment that would be crushing to most other animals. The blobfish's unique anatomy allows it to survive in these extreme conditions. Its gelatinous body is slightly less dense than the water around it, which enables it to float effortlessly without expending too much energy. This also means that the blobfish doesn't have to waste energy swimming and can instead use its fins to move around the ocean floor in search of food. One of the most exciting things about the blobfish is its appearance. Due to its high-pressure environment, its body is compressed and appears to be a shapeless blob when brought to the surface. However, when viewed in its natural habitat, the blobfish has a more normal appearance. Its body is covered in fleshy, pinkish-gray skin, and it has large eyes and a distinctive mouth that give it a somewhat unhappy expression. Now, this fella might not be the most pleasing to look at, but it's quite harmless to humans. It feeds primarily on small invertebrates like crabs and lobsters, which it sucks into its mouth using a vacuum-like suction. I'm not sure who'd want to eat this fish, but it's not considered a commercial fishing target anyway. Number 9. Dumbo Octopus. The Dumbo Octopus is a deep-sea creature, with most species living at depths of 3,000 to 4,000 meters below the ocean's surface. This makes studying them incredibly difficult, as few humans have ventured to such depths. One of the most striking features of the Dumbo octopus is its appearance. With its large eyes, tentacles, and floppy fins, it looks like something out of a science fiction movie. However, these features serve a very practical purpose, allowing the octopus to navigate through the ocean's depths and catch prey. Another fascinating thing about the adorable Dumbo octopus is its behavior. Unlike many other octopus species, which are highly intelligent and exhibit complex social behaviors, the Dumbo octopus is relatively solitary and spends much of its time swimming through the water column in search of food. These guys literally spend their time looking cute and filling their non-existent bellies. Despite its elusive nature, researchers have learned a great deal about the Dumbo octopus. Through the use of submersibles and remotely operated vehicles, scientists have been able to observe the behavior of these creatures in their natural habitat and learn more about their biology and ecology. Number 8. Decades-old camera. Most gadgets are already rendered useless once they drop into the ocean, but sometimes miracles happen. In 2014, a team of Canadian divers explored Vancouver waters and discovered an interesting find 40 feet underwater, a rusted camera covered with barnacles. It didn't look like the camera had any value, but their curiosity compelled the students to fish it out of the water. They inspected the corroded material, and one of them decided to check the camera's memory card. With some stroke of luck, the memory card still worked, and they managed to retrieve some of the files stored on the 8-gigabyte card. They discovered photos of a family touring around the world, weddings, birthdays, and family reunions. It was as if they were looking at an old family photo book. The real owner of the camera is yet to be found. Who knows, you might also discover incredible memorabilia while exploring the ocean. Number 7. Message in a bottle. The idea of sending a message in a bottle out into the ocean and hoping that someone will find it is both romantic and exciting. The practice of sending messages in bottles dates back to ancient times. Sailors would write letters about their journeys and cast them out to sea, hoping that someone would find them and learn about their adventures. Today, people still send messages in bottles as a way to connect with others and share their stories. In the summer of 2021, Jennifer Docker, a Michigan-based scuba diver, made a discovery that captured the world's attention. While diving in the Sheboygan River in northern Michigan, she stumbled upon a glass bottle that contained a message from 1926. The message inside was quite simple. It read, "Will the person who finds this bottle return this paper to George Morrow, Sheboygan, Michigan, and tell where it was found?" It was a simple instruction, but the fact that it was written almost an entire century ago is fascinating. What's more fascinating is the fact that the writer's daughter found Jennifer's post on social media. She reached out to the diver to let her know the message in the bottle was written by her father. Unfortunately, he died in 1995. Even so, she was still delighted to see something her father did in his early 20s. Number 6. Underwater waterfall. Now, you may be wondering, how can a waterfall be underwater? Well, it's not actually a traditional waterfall like you'd see on land. Instead, it's a visual trick caused by the way water moves over a submerged sloping seabed. One of the most famous examples of an underwater waterfall can be found off the coast of Mauritius, an island nation in the Indian Ocean. From above, it appears as if a vast waterfall is plunging into the ocean's depths. But when you look more closely, you'll realize that it's actually an optical illusion caused by the way the currents are flowing over a steep underwater sand dune. This phenomenon is truly breathtaking to witness and has become a popular spot for divers and snorkelers looking to experience something truly unique. However, it's important to note that this underwater waterfall can be dangerous to swim near, as the currents can be quite strong. While the underwater waterfall off the coast of Mauritius is perhaps the most well-known, there are actually several other locations around the world where similar optical illusions can be observed. These places include the Gulf of Mexico and the Bahamas, among others. Number 5. The Atlantis Massif. Located in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, the Atlantis Massif is one of our planet's most enigmatic geological features. Scientists first discovered the Atlantis Massif in the late 1990s, and since then, researchers have been studying this underwater mountain range with great interest. What they've uncovered is nothing short of extraordinary. The Atlantis Massif is a massive structure that stretches over 60 miles long and 20 miles wide, with some parts rising as high as 7,000 feet above the ocean floor. It's believed that the massif was formed due to an ancient seafloor spreading event, which caused magma to rise up and cool, creating the mountains we see today. But that's not all. The Atlantis Massif is also home to some of Earth's most extreme and unique life forms. Researchers have discovered a thriving ecosystem of microorganisms that live in the rocks deep below the surface of the massif despite the crushing pressures and extreme temperatures. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Atlantis Massif is the possibility that it played a role in forming the legendary city of Atlantis. Some believe that the massif could have been a part of the lost city and that the area's geological activity may have contributed to its downfall. Number 4. Long-lost pieces of Challenger space shuttle. NASA's Challenger shuttle was a tragic event on January 28, 1986. The shuttle was set to carry out a mission that included the deployment of a satellite, but just 73 seconds after liftoff, the shuttle exploded in midair, killing all 7 crew members on board. Even though it has been nearly 38 years since the explosion, for many longtime NASA employees, the tragedy feels like yesterday. The disaster shocked the world and brought the United States space program to a standstill. An investigation into the cause of the explosion revealed that it was due to the failure of a seal on one of the rocket boosters. The frigid temperatures on the day of the launch had caused the seal to become brittle and ineffective, allowing hot gases to escape and damage the external fuel tank. The tragedy had a profound impact on NASA, highlighting the dangers of space exploration and the importance of safety measures. The agency took immediate steps to improve safety protocols and procedures, including a comprehensive review of all shuttle systems and the development of new safety measures. The Challenger disaster also significantly impacted public perception of NASA and the space program. It raised questions about the risks of space exploration and the need for continued investment in the field. It also emphasized the importance of ensuring the safety of astronauts and the need for transparency in communicating the risks of spaceflight to the public. Despite the tragedy, NASA continued to push forward with its mission to explore space and make groundbreaking discoveries. The agency continued to improve its safety protocols and technology, and NASA remains one of the leading organizations in space exploration today. In 2022, a team of divers accidentally discovered a long-lost piece of the Challenger shuttle while seeking the wreckage of a World War II-era aircraft. This piece was one of the biggest ever recovered. The divers are confident the 15 by 15 foot section is a piece from the underside of the shuttle. For now, the discovery is still underwater while NASA considers the next steps. After the incident, less than half of the shuttle was recovered even though divers inspected over 486 square nautical miles. After about 4 decades, other parts of the shuttle are now being found, likely due to more effective underwater technology. The discovery allows scientists to study the Challenger shuttle and the world to pay tribute to the brave souls who offered themselves in our search for greater knowledge about the universe. After all, it takes a lot of courage to travel in space where your supposed trip can quickly turn into a one-way ticket. Number 3. Rare coral reef. Recently, UNESCO discovered one of the biggest coral reefs in the world off the coast of Tahiti. Not only were the massive corals considered rare, but the rose-shaped corals were also in pristine condition. The reef is located between 30 and 65 meters underwater and is about 3 kilometers in length, making it one of the biggest healthy coral reefs ever discovered. The giant rose-shaped corals are even up to 2 meters in diameter, which is just crazy if we're comparing it to other corals in the ocean. What's even more interesting is that most of the world's coral reefs sit at 25 meters below, so this discovery suggests that there are many more large reefs out there more than 30 meters underwater in what is known as the ocean's twilight zone. Scientists had no idea that there could be so many large reefs out there, and this discovery could have a massive impact on our understanding of biodiversity and how we can protect it. Who knows, there might be more incredible and rare coral reefs out there that are yet to be discovered. This expedition is part of UNESCO's global approach to mapping the ocean, which is super important. Coral reefs are vital to many marine organisms, and locating them can shine a light on biodiversity research. The organisms that live on reefs can be important for medicinal research, and reefs can also protect from coastal erosion and even tsunamis. Number 2. Giant Isopod. Deep beneath the waves lurks a creature that looks like it came straight out of a science fiction movie, the giant isopod. These bizarre creatures are one of the most fascinating inhabitants of the ocean depths. Giant isopods are a type of crustacean related to common marine creatures, such as crabs and lobsters. However, these animals are much larger than their more familiar cousins. They can grow up to 2.5 feet long. They have a tough exoskeleton that protects them from predators, and the crushing pressure of the deep sea and powerful legs that allow them to scuttle along the ocean floor. Despite their intimidating appearance, giant isopods are actually quite sluggish creatures. They spend most of their time waiting for their next meal, which could be anything from a dead whale to a fish that's fallen to the bottom of the ocean. They're also known to eat other deep-sea creatures such as squid and sea cucumbers. One of the most interesting things about giant isopods is their slow metabolism. In fact, they can go for months without eating anything at all. This is thought to be an adaptation to the harsh environment of the deep sea, where food is scarce and unpredictable. By conserving energy and slowing down their metabolism, giant isopods are able to survive in this challenging habitat. Despite the fascination of biologists with them, giant isopods are still shrouded in mystery. Because they live in such deep waters, they're rarely seen by humans. However, researchers have been able to capture a few of these creatures and study them up close. By examining their biology and behavior, scientists hope to better understand the ecology of the deep sea and the creatures that inhabit it. The giant isopod is a fascinating creature that reminds us just how incredible the creatures are in the abyss. Who knows what other bizarre creatures are hiding in the ocean depths, waiting to be discovered. Now it's time for today's topic. A diver drops his camera in the ocean, but when he looks at the footage, he discovers something surprising. The diver still managed to recover the camera, but he was incredibly astounded when he looked at the footage. The clip showed nothing but pitch black as it descended into the ocean toward the seafloor, but at some point, a strange creature zoomed by the clip. It appeared to be out of this world, with features not common to any known species. The diver's accidental discovery of this strange creature garnered much interest from conspiracy theorists claiming extraterrestrial creatures are lurking in our ocean's depths. There is no solid proof of anything otherworldly existing in the abyss just yet, but I wouldn't be surprised by how much territory is left unexplored. What do you think? As always, comment down below and let us know your opinion about what we just showed on screen. With that said, let's keep things moving. Number 1. Gold from the fall of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire was one of the largest and most powerful empires in history. From the 8th century BC to the 5th century AD, the empire controlled much of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East with a population of around 50 million. The Romans were also one of the wealthiest empires in the history of mankind. It was built on a strong economy that relied on trade and agriculture. Rome had access to many valuable resources such as gold, silver, and iron, which they used to build their impressive infrastructure and support their military conquests. The empire's economy was based on a system of taxation, which allowed the government to collect a significant amount of wealth. The Roman Empire also controlled many important trade routes, which allowed them to profit from trade with other nations. They exported goods such as wine, olive oil, and textiles, and imported luxury items such as spices, silk, and ivory. The wealth of the Roman Empire was also reflected in its architecture and art. The empire built many impressive structures such as the Colosseum and the Pantheon, which still stand today as a testament to the empire's wealth and power. The empire also produced many famous works of art such as the sculptures of Augustus and the paintings of Pompeii. To this day, centuries after the fall of this great empire, we still discover treasures they've left behind. Recently, 2 amateur divers chanced upon a Roman Empire treasure, gold coins about 20 feet underwater off the east coast of Spain. The coins were all in good condition and incredibly well preserved. The coins had inscriptions connected to Roman rulers from Valentinian I to Honorius, emperors who reigned from 364 to 423 CE. The discovery was one of the most significant Roman treasures ever found. The coins were most likely owned by a well-off person who eventually died, unable to use his riches in his last breath. Because the Roman Empire was in tumultuous times, the empire was in decline economically and politically, and many of the Romans were seeking refuge in the countryside, leaving behind their villas in the cities. What do you think of these discoveries? Which one intrigued you the most? Let me know about it in the comments down below. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on the screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video.